Welcome to another episode of Build It Like a Pro, the show where we teach you how to build equipment that you can use on the job. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and today we are finally taking a look at my DJI Osmo rig. And let's just jump into what you need to build this, and I will post all the links I can in the notes below. So let's take a look. Okay, so first off, you're going to need some tools, a Leatherman or any kind of multi-tool. You're also going to need a hex, little hex screwdriver here, which is very cool. All right, so what are our bare bones here? First off, we're starting off with the Manfrotto mini tripod. This is a fantastic tripod, and it just works really well. It feels really nice to grip in my hand. So that is going to be our base, and we're also using the Woot cell phone holder. This is a 2.4 to 3.7 inch cell phone holder, and I have actually, I think I've actually reviewed this. If I do have a review, I'll post it, because I can't remember if I did or not. But the cool thing about this is it has an extension arm that actually locks and has 1/4-20s on the front, a 1/4-20 and a 3/8 inch on the side. It also has a hot shoe on the top and a 1/4-20 on the bottom. The other thing that's cool is it can go to either side. Now this is made for the Pocket Osmo. Basically what you're supposed to do is slide your cell phone in here, and then it kind of pushes your Osmo up against this gate here. The only problem with it is when you remove your cell phone, your Osmo drops to the floor. So we're not gonna use it in that way, but we are going to use this for our cell phone mounting. So let's go ahead and quickly slap this together, and our base is pretty much set to go. Let's put that over to the side. And now, the actual DJI holder we're going to use, I believe this is made by, I think it's SkyDart. I'm not sure who the company is. I will post it in the links below. But it is made for the Pocket Osmo, and it is a very cool Pocket Osmo holder. Most of the holders, you kind of like have to like jam the Osmo into like this rubbery kind of like open kind of thing. And I don't like that. I think one, it's gonna scratch the camera. Two, it's like if you hit the Osmo, it can come falling out. This actually has a screw, and it actually has a gate that the Osmo goes into, and then you twist the little knob, and then your Osmo is nice and secure. It's also got really nice rubber inside, and on the top and bottom it has a 1/4-20 and a 3/8 inch, which is super awesome. Now the next thing is kind of something I mashed together with two things. I have a standard GoPro holder here, with a 1/4-20 in the bottom, and I have this GoPro attachment that actually Caleb over at DSLR Video Shooter suggested one time, and it's fantastic because once this is tightened, you can kind of just push it around, and he uses this for monitors, but I'm going to use this for my Osmo setup. So I put those two things together, and that's ready to go. Then I'm going to have two ball heads here. I do have one of these double-sided 1/4-20 things. And I do have an extension wire because I am using a wired connection. And next you're going to need a hex screw. That's a 1/4-20. I actually just took this from something that I had already, but I'll leave links in the notes below where you can find it. And then I just added this little kind of like what I like to call these Mickey Mouse washers. And that's just so I can kind of control the tightness on this. And finally, well, not finally, but getting to audio, we are going to be using the DJI Osmo microphone jack. I'm going to be doing a review on this. I'm not super crazy about it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm still playing around with it, but I will do a full review on this thing when I can. And of course, I'm using the Boya microphone. This is the Rode clone. I really love this microphone because it is actually slightly louder than the Rode. I really love it. And of course, the regular wire. So let's go ahead and add the front of our kit. Now I am going to be mounting the camera on the front here, not on the side here. So what I'm going to do is take this hex screw here, and we're going to use, I guess, let's say the second hole here. And we're just gonna spin that slightly into place. And let's go ahead and just get that through a little bit. Then we're gonna screw that tightly right into the GoPro holder, like so. Now this is a little bit loose, and that's why I have this hex screw here that I'm going to spin and tighten so that it doesn't move. And you can use this hex tool to kind of tighten it up to make sure that it isn't going to move very much, but And there we go. We're ready to mount. Next, we're going to take our holder here for our DJI, and I am actually going to put this upside down. I just like just like mounting it on this side. It's really preferential where you want to mount this. But yeah, there we go. And there we go. Everything is mounted. Let's go ahead and give this a little tweak here. There we go. And now all you have to do is grab your Osmo. And usually I open the gate completely, but you can just loosen it really and then just slide this in. Normally I would suggest that you not do that, but I'm gonna do it for this video. I've been just sliding it in more and more because the screw tends to fall out. And then if you lose that, you can't close the gate at all. But you can perfectly roll with this the way it is, but we're gonna add a few things. First off, we're going to take the 1/4-20 here and we are going to screw this into the bottom of one of the ball heads, like so. And we're going to screw this into the 1/4-20 on the side here. Very simple. Make sure that's tight as you want it. Next, we're gonna add a microphone. Now, you could add a microphone. You could also add a wireless mic pack to this. You could really add anything you want to this rig to this cell phone holder, because it has these 1/4-20s, which I really love. I think it's fantastic. And let's go ahead and plug that in. Then we take the microphone dongle here, plug that in, and then this goes right into the bottom of your DJI. And now, you could just roll with this. This is a nice setup, but we're going to go much further. Now I'm going to add a light. This is the GVB PL12. This is the aperture clone, and they're not bad. I usually carry a couple of these because the battery life isn't so good, but they are slightly cheaper than the apertures, so I do tend to use these more. And we're just gonna screw that on, like so. And we're going to slide this on to the hot shoe on the top here, and now we have a video light above our camera, which is going to be super, super helpful. And then we can just adjust it really any way we want, around to where we want, so we can get it above the camera. We can kind of pull it down sort of on the side here, really bend it any which way you want. I like to keep it above the camera. Now, even though it is hitting the camera screen a little bit, I don't mind that as much. But that's it. So now let's go add my cell phone and finish this thing off. And finally, I have my Galaxy S9. We're going to loosen the front wheel here, and we're going to take this extension cord here. This is a USB Type-C extension cord. And let's go ahead and just plug this facing up, and you want your camera facing that way. And then we're just gonna lift this up, and we're going to slide in the cell phone so that it's nice and straight. And we're gonna tighten the wheel here. And then lastly, we're going to wrap around here, and we're gonna plug this right into the Osmo. And there you go, that is my setup. Now, as you can see right here, now I am using this arm here to protect the connection, the USB Type-C connection. So one, so that it doesn't get pulled, two, so nobody bumps it, and it's also kind of holding it in place. Even though it snaps pretty tightly in place, it's still extra protection for your cord, and it makes it nice and neat and cinches everything. And then lastly, I will probably add the Freewell. This is the full filter kit that I have. If I'm outside, or sometimes when I'm in brightly lit areas, I will slap one of these on. But that's it. This is my full entire rig. Now the cool thing about this is I can close this up, I can walk around with this, I can film people. I can actually bend the handle here and bend this up and move the light and readjust my microphone. And I can really get those very low angles. I could basically walk around like this and film stuff. That's why I put even though I know this is it is a gimbal and I can just control the head up and down, this is just a little bit quick. Gives me a little bit more ability to adjust my angles. And then let's say you want to go into a selfie mode, then you just simply loosen up this, flip it around, flip the microphone around, and you will have to put it on a table, unfortunately. And then when this thing is on, Let's turn it on, and then when this thing is on, triple tap. And now you're in selfie mode, you're ready to go, and everything is very cool. And of course you can use the pad to adjust the camera further and make sure everything is riding straight. And then you can walk around and film yourself. And of course, you'll have a very nice video light to do it. You'll have a microphone, and everything is pretty darn cool. So that's it. This is my setup. And let me know what you thought of my setup in the video. And if you have a setup for your DJI, what do you use? I'm real curious to see what other people are using. So that's it for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and thanks for stopping by.